So far, this has been a very good evening. I've had the JP Weiser's NHL Alumni Series Yvan Cournoyer bottle. I've also had a Bal Blair 15-year-old, which was really nice. And following that, I had an Old Pulteney 15-year-old, which was only $1 less, but very comparable. Both of those were excellent whiskeys. And now I'm going on to, I guess, the crowning or capping dram of the evening. This one was generously bestowed upon me by Leon Webb of the Shelter Point Distillery. There was one particular cask that back in January I tried. It was cask number 1156. And because I liked it so much, Leon called it the Quig cask. And it happened to be put aside when I was last at the distillery on August 15th. It just all by itself, just like set aside. This is a sample drawn directly from that cask on August the 15th. I had had a previous sample back in January the 30th and August 15th, 2020. This is what we got for the Quig cask. It's cask strength. It's strong. It's got a lot of bubbles on the side when I pour it in. I'm going to enjoy this very much. And I still got half a sample left. So that is probably going to end up somewhere in a Shelter Point infinity bottle. I just need to get a Shelter Point bottle low enough in order to refill it with samples from the rest of the range. Well, to begin, here's to you, Leon. Oh, this smells amazing. I'm getting a lot of wood. I'm getting a lot of that the peat, that Ex-Laphroaig peat that was in the wood, because the previous contents were nothing but Laphroaig peated whiskey. I get a lot of notes of coffee, dark coffee. I get smoke, yes, I get smoke. But that dark coffee and chocolate and smoke and something sweet along with that. I'm trying to put my finger on what that sweetness is. But there's a sweetness here. Could that sweetness be from the new make, from the Shelter Point Spirit? I don't know, but man, this is good. This is just hitting a note. This is just the top. And when we were there in the warehouse, Leon was saying that there was something special about this. Even more so than the peated Ex-Laphroaig cask whiskey that we had besides it, or just before it, or just a week ago. Wow. I'm getting the wood tannins. I'm getting chocolate. I'm getting the smoke. I'm getting a lot of wood tannins, actually. And chocolate. Where the hell is the chocolate coming from? This is not a sherry cask. It's just giving me so much to enjoy on the nose that I'm almost ashamed to drink it. Wow. There's a little bit of a, what Ralphie would call a fustiness. It reminds me of mushrooms, of very dried mushrooms growing on the side of a tree, and when you hit them with a stick, these mushroom spores just go bursting all over the place. I'm getting a little bit of that. Oh, this Quig cask is just phenomenal. I'm glad that Leon poured such generous samples so that there's still some left. Wow. I am honored that you have named this cask the Quig cask. Thoroughly honored. This is a beautiful whiskey. That is, if it's old enough to be called whiskey. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it is, because you're up to about 2,000 now, right? So that would have been halfway. That's about 5 years old, I'm guessing. I hope I'm not wrong. I could live off this nose for a good long time. But I've had a few other drams before, but nothing comes close to this. This is fantastic. That secondhand peat smoke makes all the difference, because this is an Ex-Laphroaig cask, but the spirit that was poured into it was not peated, but it picked up the peat from the previous contents of the cask, and it is just magical. This particular cask was the best one of the bunch. And I have yet to try the Smoke Point 2 and the single barrel Smoke Point. Oh, this takes me right back into being at the distillery and walking into the warehouse. I knows this, and it makes me think of the warehouse exactly. Okay. I've been going on for quite a bit on how much I appreciate and enjoy the nose of this. And I'm going to have to taste it soon, but first I got to cleanse my palate. I've eaten up the whole package of oat cakes. I should have bought some more. Maybe next week. I did my groceries for this week already. Oh, here we go. On the 10-minute mark. You know something? This is a lot more woody than it was the last time. This is a lot more oak than there was before. There is the smoke and the coffee notes and the chocolate, but there's also a wet wood thing going on. It's heavenly on the nose. Chocolate and coffee and smoke. But then underneath the chocolate and coffee and smoke, there is a woody note to it. And if I pull hard, I get that woody note. It's not unpleasant. There's some tannins in there. It's like this was a virgin oak rather than an Ex-Laphroaig cask. A lot of those woody notes. Fresh woody notes. Yeah, the August sample definitely has a lot of woody notes that I was not getting so much in January. What a difference a few months can make. A lot of woody notes, maybe too much. I don't think any more time in the wood would do this justice, as there is sufficient wood already. There's enough oak in this already. If I were blending, I would blend it with things that have less oak in it. It's still delicious. It's still beautiful. Just a little bit too much wood for my taste. However, the coffee and chocolate notes that come out of this are second to none. It is a beautiful drum. It is most enjoyable, and I'm glad I still have some of it left. Thanks once again, Leon. You're a gentleman and a scholar. Slanchava.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Food Quig.
Yeah.